Happy Monday. Let's go ahead and look at your jobs for today. So first things first, we are on our class webpage and it is March 15th, 2021, and as I said, it is a Monday. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Let's go ahead and talk about your jobs for today. So first things first, we have our weekly check-in. We're going to click on the sun to get to that job. On the weekly check-in, again, it is the same questions you've seen before. You're going to let me know how your weekend was, anything you'd like to share, what you're looking forward to in the week, anything you wish to change about the week, whether it's at school or at home, anything Miss Walsh can do to help you, and blue zone, green zone, yellow zone, red zone. How are you feeling? And then go ahead and press submit. After you complete your weekly check-in, you are going to do your journal. It is Make Believe Monday. And with your Make Believe Monday journal, you are going to be writing a new ending to a favorite story. Please use descriptive details and make sure you write at least 5 to 6 sentences. So here are some ideas, maybe Spider-Man, maybe Cinderella, maybe Charlotte's Web, stories that you are familiar with and you enjoy. You are going to be writing a new ending. Alright, maybe it's Cinderella does not ever find her prince ever again after the ball. Maybe, Spider-Man, I don't know. Just different endings to your favorite stories. Alright, and you have sentence frames and starters on the right as needed. Go ahead and use those. Again, those are not required to use, but they are there to use as a tool. Alrighty. Then you're going to go ahead, we have our Zoom at 9 o'clock. After our Zoom, you're going to go ahead and do your IB job. Is it magnetic? And so we'll talk more about this in Zoom today, but you are going to go ahead, you are going to start looking at the realm of magnetism by completing an experiment today. And so you're going to go ahead, you're going to go through this Google form, you're going to write your name. Then you're going to write some items in your house that you found that are magnetic and some that are not magnetic. Please, please, please aim for at least 5 each for each section. I think that would be really awesome if we could all come up with at least 5 items that we found that are magnetic and 5 that are not magnetic. Then you'll have a break. After your break, we're going to come back. We are going to look at spelling. We are going to talk about suffixes. You guys are very familiar with suffixes. Suffixes are words that are added to the end of a root word or a base word. First things first, I would like for you to watch this video. This video has a does a great job of explaining the different types of suffixes. So there's vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes and how that changes the spelling of the words. And so you're going to go ahead, you're going to see here. We have our words. Your job is to try and read the words using by sounding them out. Just trying your personal best and adding the suffixes to them correctly. Type the words with the suffixes. And so you're going to go ahead, you're going to turn safe plus ly into safely, and you are going to write it right here. Timeless, timeless, and so forth. So you're going to type them. Again, please watch this video because it's going to teach you some spelling patterns that you are going to need to know to complete this job. After suffixes, you're going to go ahead, you are going to move on to your poetry job. First thing first, we have our elements of poetry. So I'm going to click the orange book. And for elements of poetry, you are going to be starting off by reading or listening to this poem, Homework, Oh Homework. And after you've completed that poem, or reading or listening to that poem, you're going to go ahead, you're going to fill out your elements of poetry page. Remember, this first blank here is going to be the title of the poem. So you would write Homework, Oh Homework. How many stanzas? Remember, stanzas are the paragraphs in poetry. Lines are each individual line. The rhyme scheme, do they rhyme? Every other line, A, B, or is it A, B, B? Because the lines directly match and rhyme with each other. Do all the lines have the same meter? Remember, you gotta count syllables. What is the mood of the poem? And then what is the theme of the poem? Alrighty, after you've completed that job, you're going to go ahead, you're going to click on this pencil right over here. You are going to start practicing writing your own poems. And so here we have our poetry flip book. We are going to talk about pyramid poems and triplet poems. They are both very short, very brief, and so that's why I went ahead and we're going to do two today. So first things first, you have your pyramid poem. You are going to go ahead, you're going to read about pyramid poems, how they work, and then you're going to see some examples. And a great idea, you hear me say this in the audio as well, is for when it's your turn to write your poem, you can go ahead and use your animal that you're researching about, because you already know quite a bit about your animals, and so why not turn it into a poem? You have your noun, you know 2 adjectives that describe them, 3 ing verbs, and 2 short phrases or a question. I think this would be really great for you guys to go ahead and use your animals from your research project. Do you have to? No, but I think it would be really cool. Next, you have your triplets poetry. You are going to go ahead, you are going to read about triplets poems, how they work. You are going to then read some examples. And finally, you are going to create your own triplet poem. Again, maybe you want to use your research animal, but you do not have to, all right? After you've completed your poetry flip book, it is lunchtime. Come back from lunch. We are talking about fractions. We're going to start with our understanding fractions quiz. This is going to be a brief review of what we talked about last week. You are going to see right here a big hint is given to you. It says use the slash key to separate your numerator and denominator. Alright, you're going to go ahead, you're going to put your name. I'm going to give you an example though of what the fraction should look like. So if it is 3/4, I'm going to put 3. I'm going to put the slash and 4. And that is what your fraction should look like. Alright. Then you're going to go ahead, you are going to respond to each of the following. You're going to tell me what the fraction is, numerator over denominator. After you've completed that quick check, you're going to go ahead, you're going to click the math symbols for your next job, which is fractions of a group. You are going to go through, you are going to fill in these blank question marks, and then click and drag the fractions that are in the yellow boxes. You are going to go ahead and click the fractions that match into those yellow boxes. Excuse me, mix what I was trying to say. Then on slide number 2, you are going to go ahead, fractions of a group, you are going to respond to each of these prompts. It asks what fraction of these letters are vowels. So you're going to have to figure out vowels, A, E, I, O, U, how many of them are vowels over how many there are in total. You're going to do the same thing with colors of icing for these cupcakes. And then finally, slide number 3, you are going to respond to true-false questions. For example, 3/10 of the animals are chicks. I'm going to start off by counting how many there are all together, then how many chicks are there. If I think it's true or false, I'm going to click drag the check mark over to the correct spot. Finally, after that, you're going to have iReady Math, 30 minutes. Just click on the iReady symbol. It will take you there, and then there will be cleanup. If you guys have any questions, please come to office hours, 11:30 to 12:30. I'm always available, and yeah. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.